Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single-barrel-only liquor store. This store is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Get signed up for their email distribution list to find out when the store will be opening, what their hours will be, and most importantly, what they will have in inventory at abvbarrelshop.com. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebartogo.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss what we are grabbing from our collection if we only have one chance to grab some bottles and run. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Ms. Beka Sue, along with our special guests, Joe Ferrara, Heidi Fosnot, and Danny Kennard.
Welcome, guys.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, today we're going to be talking about what bottles we're grabbing if the shit goes down. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but it could. But first,
so if your house caught on fire, what are we grabbing, right?
Exactly. Yeah, say house, zombies, whatever is about to happen. What are you grabbing before you get out? We should maybe discuss that once we get to the middle of this. Is it your house burning down, or is it you're running from zombies, which we've spoken about earlier tonight as well? Because I think there is a difference between if you're running for your life or if you're just trying to save something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, Heidi, you said there's something that we need to be prepared to talk about. What is it?
Well, I mean, it's not really prepared, but it's a little bit of thinking. So, Steve right now is currently in another state, and he drove there. And the last time I remember him going out to Colorado, he drove with someone else other than the person that he drove this time, Mr. Bill. And he spoke about how Mr. Bill was a great companion, but he was gassy. And is
that why you're using a euphemism for his name?
Yeah. Well, I just tried to say it real fast, and I was like, you know what? Mr. Bill knows what it is. And
very well.
So if you had to go on a road trip, now that road trip from here to Denver or out to where they went, it's about a 10 to 12 hour drive. So if you had to go on a bourbon road trip, who would you want in your vehicle?
Ooh, who would I want in the car? On a okay, so let's also, how many people, like just in a full car, I suppose, like we can either have a full car or just be by ourselves. Or
you and 2 other people, who would you take?
Ooh, that's a good one, Heidi. Not sure you had to preface it with exactly what you said.
Are we trying to avoid people that fart, or
or maybe not? We don't know.
Yeah, I just don't want anybody who eats a lot of beans.
Mr. Bill is a riot all the time. He's a good guy. He's always a lot of fun.
Trying to save your ass now, Heidi. I like it.
No,
but it's not going to work. The damage has been done.
This is nothing that has not been brought up on other podcasts. So don't even go there, because he has brought it up on other podcasts.
So who's got their does anyone have their people picked out who they would like? And also let's okay, so can this be anyone?
Or people we know?
Does that be people that we know, or can this be anyone?
So let's keep it within people you know within the ABV network.
Okay.
So it could be friends, people on the email list, people that have contacted you that you might want to get to know, people you've podcasted with, any of those.
Well, I would travel with Beka Sue and Miss McNew.
You would have so much fun, Joe.
I know, I can tell. That's why. I mean, that would be the greatest road trip.
Way too much fun.
So you get one more. Didn't I say 3?
Oh, I
You
just
said
said 2.
but
Oh,
if
did I?
we could do 3.
Yeah, do 3.
Can we do 4?
As many as can fit in a car, Danny.
Let's get a van so we fit 8.
Van.
a regular car. This has got to be a regular car.
Okay,
if you
so-
want to pull the car,
I would go to Hertz and rent a van, and
it's got to
we
be
all
a
take
car,
road trip.
Danny. It's got to be a car, and you got to.
Oh.
The most it can be in there is you and 4 other people.
I'll probably
It's not a party bus.
Jeremy.
Jeremy,
How do
Yeah.
be a good road trip.
Yeah.
Danny, what
How
do
are
you
you-
got?
But how are you going to make me pick with all my friends? I mean,
We don't care. Show
Yep.
us who your true friends
You're
are,
just gonna
Danny.
have to hurt some feelings, Danny. Leave some people
Hurt
out.
some feelings. I'm gonna hurt feelings once we get to it.
well,
Yeah, it's fine.
shit.
Just let it out. Don't worry about it. Nobody's going to be mad at you. It's all just all make believe. You're going to have 6 people in your car.
All right.
2 in the trunk.
He's looking at how many people are in the ABV network right now, and he's like, 128.
I need a really big bus.
Right.
Like I need a Greyhound double
So
decker.
basically, I would take Rick and Jen. I would take Steve, and then
He needed 5, but he's
it
only
would
got
be a
3.
toss-up. Okay.
You only get 3. You already said.
No,
We already had 3.
We said that you could do if Danny wants to fill his car, he can have
He
one.
has a station wagon.
He can add another person.
It'd be a toss-up between Heidi and Jim.
What, no McNew? No.
Well, it's been a
Wow.
quick
Sue?
idea,
Wait.
Chip.
If you had a station wagon where it had the back seat all the way in the very back.
Oh,
where you
I'd
had to-
take both of you. I'd take both of
I
you.
don't want your sympathy vote here,
You guys
Danny.
are in the back.
Danny, I don't want your sympathy vote. I'm already going with Joe.
Yeah, we're going.
I don't need to be in your fucking.
We're going to have
sympathy
more
wagon,
fun
Danny.
anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
sorry.
All right, McNew, who are you bringing?
Okay, so
That's the reason why I wanted a bus.
I hate driving, so I'll need a driver. So obviously, Steve, he does not mind driving. Steve is driving me. I'll be
drive.
passenger seat. And then I find Mr. Bill very entertaining. I love him. So I'm taking him and Donna because I know she'll bring good
Hilarious.
snacks. And I love a snack and I love her. And Heidi, because I've traveled with Heidi and she's a blast all the time.
Okay, I guess it's down to me. Who am I bringing with? I'm not gonna pack the car. I'm bringing the Kaplan team with me, which
That's a good one.
that is Jeff and Mandy. I would like both Jeff and Mandy with. One more person. Who would be another person I should probably bring with me from the bourbon world?
Probably the husband.
No, that's
Don't say Steve. Don't say Steve because he would not bring you.
Oh yeah, I'm probably just because I have to. I'm gonna make my husband come with, which that's a good. It's kind of our bourbon road trippers, anyways. Is me and Royce and the Kaplans. We like to go cruise places, anyways. So I'm just going with our normal team here of the Kaplans plus my husband. So Heidi, you asked a question.
Yeah.
Who are you bringing with, and whose feelings are you gonna hurt tonight?
Yeah, I don't care whose feelings I hurt because everybody will just drink them away, so it's fine. So I would definitely bring McNew. You're in. Beka, you're in.
Yes,
He's
And-
copying me.
yes, she is.
No,
You just pulled those lists.
it would 100% be Katie proof, and it would be an all-girls trip.
Oh, that'd be a blast.
Girls,
Kitty proof would be fun.
Oh yeah, she's
Katie
somewhere.
I met her.
is a blast anytime I'm around her, and I've never been on a trip with her. Like she was in Key West, but she had her friends there and everything like that, so I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time.
And
with
she's
her.
a lawyer, right?
she is.
It's always good to have a lawyer with you on trips where you're
Sorry,
drinking.
she wasn't in Key West.
This
She was
is
not.
true.
Yeah, I was gonna say she was not in Key West.
She was not in Key West. But I honestly think that Katie Proof would be a blast. And if you kept feeding her bourbon.
I hung out with her today. She is an absolute good time.
Yes. And then between all 4 of our personalities, it would just be a fabulous time.
I know that all of our significant others would be thoroughly annoyed with us. I have absolutely no
There
doubt
would be a
about
lot
that.
of text messages like, "Did you get there yet? Are you there yet?" No, because I feel like if we were all on a road trip together, like wherever we were going, we'd be looking up like different places to stop.
Yeah.
And we'd hit every distillery on the way. Like a 10-hour trip would take us like 36 hours.
Yeah, it's
Forever.
like 20 hours later. So I have this bad habit of ignoring my husband's texts when I'm doing something, but being real lit later and being like, what are my dogs doing? Like I will FaceTime him and harass him to see the dogs. And he's like, you could have answered like 3 hours ago. I was like, yeah, probably would have been good.
Yeah,
what are my dogs doing?
like I said, the significant others would be thoroughly annoyed. With that being said, what is everyone drinking tonight? Joe, what do you got?
I got a bottle of the 11-year-old Old Fitzgerald bottled in bond.
Nice.
Oh, that
Nothing
seems like
audible
such a
on
good
our end.
pickup for nothing.
I know.
Let's see here. Heidi, what do you got?
So not a new bottle.
Sure.
I've got the Kings County Distillery Barrel Strength.
Show us the bottle. Oh yeah, not fucking new at all.
It's had a pour out of it, it looks like.
It's had 2 or 3 pours out of it.
Two baby pours?
What? Really?
It's been opened once.
Pop.
Oh.
Yeah,
telling
clearly that
you.
one's been opened a
He
lot.
puts them in the car so they get warmed up.
It was heated.
Right.
It was in the car for a little bit.
Yeah, we
What'd I
can
tell you?
tell. Danny, what do you got? Are you gonna try and beat Heidi here?
Gonna try to. I've got Starlight Distillery single barrel Hubbard.
Huber's. Oh,
Oh, yeah,
rye
Huber's.
whiskey.
Huber's.
Nice.
Yeah,
Huber's
like,
Eye Whiskey.
It's a rye.
Nah.
This is going to Heidi so far. McNew, can you knock her out?
maybe. I have the Jack Daniels bonded. That was
Whoa!
so sad. That was so sad.
My speakers just blew out.
Was that a screw top? Was that a screw top?
No, it's like the synthetic cork. It's a crappy little cork.
Did you hit the mute by any chance?
No, it literally. So what it sounded like was like when your dog farts in its sleep silently. That is what it sounded like over here, like a silent
That's
dog
what
fart.
that's okay. Well,
Okay.
it's at least we know what it sounds like now. I just have a sample of some of our whiskey. I was actually, you can see on this bottle, obviously the audience cannot see this, but it says 4, and then there's a number 2 down here because I was going to send this one to Steve for a barrel pick, but then I tasted it and I went, I am picking this barrel for me.
So wrong.
Awesome.
So wrong.
So Steve is not getting this one. He's still getting some equally as delicious barrels, but this
Apparently
one is,
not that delicious though.
this one is straight chocolate. This is a rye whiskey of ours, and it is chocolate.
Cocoa Puff? Like Cocoa Puff
Sounds
chocolate?
great.
It's just like chocolate, like malted milk balls, like chocolate kind of like flavor to it. So it is delicious. And sorry, Steve, I couldn't give you this barrel to taste, but you are getting a bunch of also very good barrels. But this is mine.
Yeah.
But
You gotta let the rest
unfortunately,
of the
it's a screw top, so I can't try and beat Heidi.
Yeah.
Hey, do you hear that? I'd say I won that one. Heidi, I think that you won this round with a used bottle. I think that you should remember that is a used bottle, and you don't have to be buying brand new bottles.
I'll just
single
keep them in the
time.
trunk.
Yes.
You know what?
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
cheers.
All right. So when we get back, we will be talking about. Well, I guess it does say fire bourbon. So what happens if we're running from our house is on fire? So it is a fire thing, not a zombie thing. We're going to discuss what we're grabbing if the house is burning down.
Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot in the greater St. Louis area. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only focuses on single barrels. We aren't open just yet, but our plan is to have the most diverse single barrel offerings from our many friends in the world of bourbon. By signing up for a weekly email, you will know our entire inventory we have on hand. In addition to single barrels, we'll have a tasting bar and a gift shop featuring logo merchandise for both the shop and the ABV network, as well as a full curriculum of bourbon education classes. Additionally, we'll use the gift shop to feature products from our partners in the world of bourbon, companies like Art Eatable Chocolates and Old Man Bay Signs. Head over to ABV Barrel Shop to sign up for our email and text distribution list so you can stay in the know. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course, a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
I'm Davey Waltz,
And I'm Adina.
and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast. God damn, what am I doing? Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are discussing what bottle we are grabbing if our house burns down. I can almost do my job today, guys.
Things are going downhill fast. McNew is stuttering. Freddie Mills is starting to rear his ugly head.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that sounds like Freddie Mills down in the bottom corner of my screen here. Jim is looking like a dog now. I'm not really sure what's going on, but the shows are going to get more interesting as we go on. But we're talking about what our fire bottle is. So what we're going to be grabbing in case our house is burning to the ground. So who has got a bottle that they're thinking of? Or numerous bottles. Maybe it's one, maybe it's you're grabbing a whole case. Maybe you're going to die in the fire because you.
I'm dying.
I'm dying.
I'm dying.
I'm dying.
Before you die, what bottles are going to get outside before you die from the smoke inhalation?
Well, I don't have the bottle yet, but my most favorite bottle is George T. Stagg.
But you don't have one.
It's on its way.
Danny, how the fuck are you going to save this bottle if you don't have it to save?
We have to worry about saving it.
It depends on when the fire happens.
That sounds like Danny lives because he won't be running inside to get a bottle.
He's waiting until the fire.
If the fire happens 20 years later, I may have a bottle of
If
George
it
T.
happens
Stagg.
right now, your house lights on fire.
Well, then
What are you grabbing?
what I'm taking, I'm still dying because I'm taking 291 and Neely's out of here.
So really, honestly, Danny, let's talk about this. The amount of alcohol that is in your house, if your house catches on fire,
It's going up.
it's going
I'm
up.
screwed.
He needs to have a hazardous sign outside of his house so that the firemen
Yes.
know what.
I have been told I need to do a special insurance on my house with as much as I have in here.
Have you made sure you bought like the special like fire extinguishers for like alcohol? I don't know if that'd be different than any. Is that different? I don't even know. I should probably know.
No, it's not. I've been
That's
through
good.
fire training.
You just need a sprinkler
It's not-
system.
It's not any different.
Yeah, that sprays foam, not like
Yes.
regular water, just foam.
You need the one that sucks the oxygen out of the room.
It's the class A
Ventilation
through
system.
D that will turn on and extinguish that fire.
Like
Okay.
I'm looking behind you right now, and I'm seeing all the decanters, and I'm like,
They're all full.
yeah, and I get that, but like you're waiting for the George T. Stagg to come in
Yes.
in order to save it when you have all of that beautiful
Well,
stuff behind you.
He was originally thinking about grabbing the Wild Turkey 101, but
Yeah.
He's got
It's his favorite.
Well, the stuff behind me, I was lucky enough. There, I went to an estate sale, and the guy had a liquor store out front. His house was in back, and then they had the estate sale in this big giant barn behind the house. And apparently this guy had all of these decanters that I had bought from that estate sale. All these came from the same estate sale.
nice.
That's fantastic.
That made it easy to
So
collect.
you're not saving any of those in the case
Yes.
in case of a fire.
Nope.
Okay. Well, you're saving our stuff, and that's really all that
Yeah.
matters, right? Heidi, what are you
Right.
going to save?
So, God, really hard. Got a lot of stuff here. I'm
Well,
gonna say
whatever you can fit in your arms is what you're taking out of there. You're,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
grabbing and
No,
you're
no,
fucking running.
I'll grab a box, or two.
This is a rapid fire, Heidi. Think about it fast. It's on, your house is on fire right now. You need to run and get out of the house. What are you
I
grabbing?
will spray the fire extinguisher on the stairs leading down to the basement to give me more time to get out of the garage.
You're just
Okay.
gonna find Heidi like deceased with like a bottle melted to her hand as the glass melts because she doesn't get out of the garage.
Halfway up the stairs.
No, I don't have to go back upstairs. If the fire's upstairs, then I'll just
Your
spray-
entire house is engulfed in flames, Heidi.
Right,
You have to run and
Your
jump over the
your
flames.
bourbon room is on fire.
It is
What are you
on
taking out of
fire.
there?
What
My
are you
bourbon-
grabbing?
Heidi's
screwed.
going to look
It's
just
going
like me with them volcano people.
The Pompeii couple.
Pompeii's happening right now.
Okay, so
Sodom
all
and
right,
kill
Gomorrah.
yourself. Okay.
So I would grab the Pappies. I would grab the Old Foe because it means so much to Jim that he doesn't want me to taste it anymore. And then I would grab my Neely bottles and my sacred Yellowstone collection.
I was wondering when here's okay. So you right now have like 20 bottles that you're grabbing.
Yeah.
She's
Heidi's
got
just
a.
like,
She brought a basket with her.
Heidi is
Yeah.
dying
It's
because this
on
house is
fire.
It's on
rapidly
wheels.
burning to the ground.
That's what I'm saying. She's going to look like
She's
the
gonna die.
volcano people.
yeah, she's not making it out. with
McNew,
those.
what are you grabbing on your way out the door of your burning house?
So here's the thing: whatever bottle happens to be nearest a creature, because they're more important. So whether it's a cat, a dog, whatever pet I can grab, whatever bottle is close, I don't give a shit what it is.
The pets made it out already. Don't have to worry
Yeah,
about them.
let's just say
Your husband got the
they've
pets.
been playing outside in the yard. They're fine.
They're good.
They started the fire and left.
they probably would. It's amazing that they have it. All right, pets safe. I am going to grab. So my husband and I, before our wedding, we did like the bourbon thing. So you have a good wedding or good weather. I'll probably grab our wedding bottle.
I'm sorry, was that Bury the Bird?
I thought you
Bury
said
the
bird
bourbon.
too.
So-
You bury a live bird before your wedding to ensure that there's no bad weather during the wedding itself.
Oh, okay.
The
You bury
traditional
a bot-
bird burial.
Oh, I thought maybe a
I'm grabbing a
chicken.
dead bird, guys.
What is your buried bottle?
So we actually just did Maker's 46 because it's the first bottle and first tour we did together. So that's the one we buried. That's
Oh, the
one I'll grab.
romance here. My God.
Sometimes I am,
Jesus.
but
The emotion that went into this.
Wait, when are you digging that up?
you dig it up. You dig it up at the wedding, so it's already been
Oh,
done.
okay.
I already got it. Joe, what
Yeah,
are
so
you
you
gonna
bury it
what are you gonna
before
say? This is not a moral thing. This is not about saving your wife. Your wife's fine or your kids or anything
She's
like
on her
that.
own. She's on her
They're
own.
fine. Don't don't be all don't
I
be
have
too
a
sentimental here.
several bottles of a Weller 12-year-old and the 107. That some of them go back to when it was still Stitzel Weller, and they're unopened. I'll go out grab those because I can sell them then, and for a lot of money, hopefully, and buy a lot of other bourbon.
So no fire insurance on your house then.
Well, they're not going to insure my bourbon collection. Everything else is open, so I would rather grab a couple of things that are closed. I have a few bottles of scotch that I bought that are probably worth now $400 or $500 a piece. I would grab those also.
Okay. All right. A financial decision from Joe.
Right. Just
I like that. I personally am going to grab my only bottle I have of actual Old Crow. I think it's from the 70s.
an old crow.
It's Old Crow. It's not a Chessman or anything like that. It's not in the ceramics. It's in glass. But I would probably grab that if I could get to it. Right now, it's in wrapped up in a pallet of a bunch of other bottles. So they would just all burn up currently. But once they're actually on the shelf, I would grab that because honestly, I don't think that there's really any other bottles that are drastically important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably the only one, just because that's what's one of my favorites. So that's mine is Old Crow. I'm not going to try and grab everything like Heidi, and I'm not going to burn alive with Danny and Heidi. I'm grabbing and going. I'm getting the hell out of the house. And assuming obviously Dean is fine. Royce can make it out on his own. He's got legs.
After this talk,
Dean is not getting out of his zone.
Dean
Beka,
actually is very good at knowing where to go during a emergency.
But Beka, if you have any Old Crow memorabilia, are you grabbing that also?
No, I'm not willing to die.
Mm.
So unless I do it on my own.
I'm going to start putting the bottles I want to grab next to the door from now on.
I know.
Start putting them in inaccessible places.
I'm going to put them outside and keep them in my trunk.
Yes. Like, don't put it in a safe, because guess what? It might fucking burn up. You don't know what's going to happen. Don't lock it away. Put it somewhere you can grab it.
My car is going to be dragging on the ground from all my bottles. I'll keep in the trunk now.
Joe, what about a car accident?
What is it?
No, just go get
They're all in the trunk. It's not like I've been drinking them.
I can't even get to them. They're in the trunk.
Joe's, the back of his car's just dragging on the ground.
He's like, I made it.
He's got every single one in there. It's like 1,000 bottles.
Yeah.
Joe,
Yes.
I've got the perfect solution for you.
What's that?
Invest in the gun fireproof safe.
Oh, it's a bourbon
Then you
safe.
can throw all your bottles into that. There you go.
I wonder
Because
how
you have
heat resistant
a
that
low
is.
I know. That's what
How
I
heat
was-
resistant is that? Like,
Well,
is it
I
gonna
know-
get hot inside
I
the
don't
safe?
know.
I know a lot of the document safes are made to withstand like 1,500 degrees. So,
Because you don't want your bourbon heating up in there.
right.
No.
Well, can you imagine? You put all of your bourbon into this fireproof safe.
I leave all my guns in the drawer.
It's too fucking hot, blows the lids off all of them, and they spill everywhere. And now you've just got a lake of bourbon inside this.
I put like a bourbon. The thing will be up in flames. It'd be like when the fire in Kentucky happened on the water. It was like 200-foot flames coming out of my house.
But if the flames didn't happen and it contained it, would you drill into it and just get a straw?
Just put a tap on
I
it.
would try.
Just put a tap on it.
Got nothing to
somewhere.
lose by trying.
I like that idea. Put a tap on it.
Yeah, and just slowly drink. Because now it's just a great blend, really. If it's like all your expensive stuff, now you've got a nice blend of everything that's exploded in your safe. Hopefully you don't have a bunch of other weird things in there, so it gets contaminated with like paper and like dirty money and like just crap
Bullets.
and bullets.
What you should do is take that safe and put some barrel staves in it and line
It was very charred. It's a very
Just in case.
charred bourbon.
See, for me,
You should probably do a char level 2 or 3 just to keep it low.
on the inside of the safe.
It's a great fucking plan, isn't
I
it?
look at spending that much money on a safe. I say, well, if I spend that much on the gun safe, I could actually use that money to buy more bourbon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It only makes sense. You got to make sure it's more that what you're putting inside of it is more expensive than the safe itself. Now, from what I know of literally all of you, you're not gonna be able to just buy a fucking safe. You guys are all gonna have to build a actual safe.
I'm putting it in my trunk.
I've got a handyman.
Joe's driving around with just all of his bourbon in his trunk at this
Either
point.
that, you know what? I have a garage. I could put it in the garage.
So
It's not attached to the house.
yeah, that's perfect. So your house burns down, garage doesn't. You're good to go. So we talked about fire bourbon, so things that we don't want to burn up in a fire, but I spoke earlier about what if it was a zombie apocalypse, like we talked about earlier, and you just need to grab a bottle to run because you're getting chased by zombies.
That's easy.
My William LaRue Weller.
That's your
What's
zombie
left?
chasing.
Yeah, that would be my
bourbon.
zombie chasing bourbon.
Okay. Heidi, do you have a zombie? I'm getting chased by a zombie bourbon.
I'm grabbing the full bottle, and it's going to be out of the limited edition Yellowstone. I'm just going to grab it and go.
And run. And you're chugging
Run.
and running.
You're not going to grab the 1964 Old Forester you got back there?
No, there's like not even.
You're not getting drunk off. There's a little bit.
I couldn't tell. Okay.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Oh, that's why he's giving you a hard time. back.
McNew, what are you grabbing for? I know you actually. McNew's not. McNew's going to sit down and get eaten by the zombies.
No, so I was actually going to say I'm going to grab the highest proof I have at the moment. I don't know what that is, but whatever the highest proof on that shelf is, that's what I'm grabbing because I'm trying to get blacked out and eaten. I don't want to live through this.
I thought you were going to light yourself on fire, and that's what you're saying.
Also a solution.
I wasn't sure where it was
The
going.
highest report over her head and
Also a solution.
It's an option. Danny, what's your zombie? I'm not sure if Danny's here or not still. His camera's off.
I'm here.
I think he's maybe changing into Freddie Mills as we
No, I'm not yet.
or he's
He's-
naked. We don't really
he's
know.
putting on
what's
his
going
zombie apocalypse outfit.
No, I'm trying to plug in my computer before it goes dead.
That's
Oh,
checks out for Danny.
he was going to grab his 9-ounce shot glass.
Oh God, not the
Well,
9
well,
ounce.
we're almost down to the last show, so
Yeah.
now's the time.
Danny, do you have a zombie getting chased by zombies bottle that you're grabbing and going with?
It's going to be 3 bottles.
The dramatic pause.
Danny, plug the camera back in.
Danny, are you asleep?
Fine. I will turn the video back on.
There he
Okay.
is.
Hey, Danny.
What's your zombie bottle?
I guess it's going to be the Thomas Handy because I'm not opening that one yet.
So you're just gonna
Yeah,
be
because
running
I'm not
with it.
over there. Duh.
And it's got a high enough proof you can pour it on the zombies and set them on fire if you had to.
I'm shooting the hell out of the zombies, and then if I think they're going to get me, I'm going to drink that.
Yeah, that checks out.
Plain
See,
simple.
I'm gonna go with I'm probably gonna get some just Old Crow in a plastic handle.
So it's nice and light and easy to
It's
carry.
light. There's a lot to drink, and if I drop it, it's gonna bounce on the ground and it won't break. So like that's because most likely like running, I'm gonna drop stuff. So I want a plastic bottle.
You're thinking ahead, Becca. I like that.
Yeah,
I
it's
see
But bourbon
Becca running.
doesn't belong in
away.
plastic or cardboard.
No.
I don't give a shit. I'm talking about running from zombies. I'm gonna need something that's not gonna break. Guess what? Your Thomas H. Handy's not gonna taste very good when you're licking it up off the ground in glass shards. That's not gonna be that fun.
All right. So I see Becca running with the backpack, but in the backpack, it's like the camel backpack with the little straw that goes to the front, and it's filled with her favorite Old Crow.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna get my Camelback just for that purpose. I can run
I
and
can see
chug.
that.
I can run and chug, and then
Well, we can fit
They'll
more
be-
than one of those then in there.
we'll see how much we can fit. And maybe we'll need to buy one and just check
You
it
can
out.
get one that will hold at least 2 175s.
It'll be hilarious
Yeah.
when I'm
Well,
like, out in the
hey,
woods with all my fellow
Yeah.
survivors, and they go, "Can I have some of your beverage?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and I give them my little straw, and they're like, "Is that bourbon?" And I'm like, "Yeah." What are you drinking?
Well,
Are you drinking the
actually,
water?
Heidi-
It's
No,
literally contaminated.
There's water in the bourbon, and it's,
Yeah, I'm like, I'm staying hydrated here. You're drinking that water that probably has like a dead deer carcass in it. I'm drinking stuff that's been distilled. This is
Heidi-
distilled water.
Heidi,
Okay.
you
with
actually
flavoring.
got the-
It's got flavoring
Yeah, wood flavoring in it. Some wood
and a little
flavor.
bit of alcohol to kind of kill off any bacteria.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
It only makes
perfect.
sense.
I think Heidi's got the good idea. It doesn't matter whether it's a zombie apocalypse or we're just going to a bourbon festival. Get a camel backpack and just fucking try to fill that motherfucker full. That
The
would be
new
awesome.
fad is going to be the Camelback backpacks or the fanny packs.
As soon as we get off this tonight, Danny's going to go on Amazon and
He's
order a
buying it.
Camelback
A bowl bag.
He's ordering one. All right, guys, let's wrap this show up about shit hitting the fan. We all have our own opinions on fire bourbons versus zombie bourbons versus literally anything here. So where can we find everybody at? Joe, where can we find you?
I'm going to be hosing down my house, and I'm also on Instagram at bourbon_aficionado.
All right, Danny Kennard, where can we find you at?
You can find me at Danny Kennard on Facebook.com.
All right, Heidi.
I don't know.
She
No,
does
I'm
know.
just kidding. I still know. You can find me on Facebook as Heidi Topol Eller, or you can find me on Instagram as Heller_Barrel Babe.
Was that Burl Babe?
Yeah, it was. Barrel Babe.
Burl Babe?
Barrel Babe.
Barrel Babe.
Barrel Babe. Barrel
All right.
Babe.
McNew, where can we find you at?
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, and as always, you can find me at Neely Family Distillery, fighting off zombies, hopefully stopping house fires. But you can also find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's. McNew, anything else?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, see ya.
Cheers, folks.
Peace.
Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's upcoming Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.